Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. As dusk falls, we find the Stoned Ranger and Toronto sitting at their campfire on the outskirts of town.
Wow, Toronto, here we are sitting around our campfire at the outskirts of town as dusk falls.
Me ride to town to get supplies.
Hey, man, hey, don't forget the daily paper.
Me don't forget. Get 'em up, International Scout.
It's dark as Toronto arrives in town, and while walking toward the Heads and Fence boutique for the necessary supplies, including the daily papers, Toronto overhears sinister voices plotting.
Voices. Me better get 'em back to Stoned White Eyes. Get 'em up, International Scout.
It's late when Toronto arrives back at the Stoned Ranger's campsite.
Kimoslavi, me over here, them Osmond brothers plotting to knock over Patty Cake Candy Store.
Wow. You sure of that? Hey, Toronto, rumors are bummers, baby. Go back and check the facts.
Plenty good. Get 'em up, International Scout.
Shadows.
Them Osmond brothers still powwow plenty sinister. Me go tell Hunky Hero. Get 'em up, International Scout.
It's very near morning when Toronto arrives back in camp.
It's very near morning and me back in camp, Kimoslavi.
Hey, man, you'll never guess what happened. While you were in town, 2 dudes fell by and told me that the Osmond brothers were in town plotting to rip off Patty Cake's candy store.
That sounds plenty bad.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
Ohio Silver! WIBG!
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. As we join the Stoned Ranger in Toronto, they've come to Plymouth City to check on the rumor that the notorious Osmond brothers are planning to knock off the candy store. We find our heroes walking down Roosevelt Boulevard.
Hey, Toronto, let's check Marshal Dillon's office.
Plenty busy, Kimoslavi.
Oh, wow. Let's step next door here to the saloon.
Good. Sound like honky music.
That's honky-tonk, Indian.
What we drink, Kimoslavi?
Oh, some beer. Here comes the bartender.
Yeah, I'm probably sorry, man, but I can't serve your friend in here.
Him okay, bartender. Him with me.
It's late when the Stoned Ranger decides the time is right to check out the rumor with the bartender.
Hey, man, what's going down about the Mills brothers ripping out the feed store?
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that job, man.
And listen, how about the Ames brothers ripping out the organic food store?
I don't know nothing about that either, but I hear them Osmond brothers is in town to knock over Patty Cake's candy store.
Oh, you sure, man?
I think I am.
Listen, rumors are bartenders, Bummer. You better check that out.
Okay, later, man.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
Ohio Silver! WIBG!
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. It's noon back at the camp as the champion of justice and his Indian friend awaken from a night of checking on the Osmond brothers' candy store heist at the Short Branch Saloon.
Oh, hey, man. How'd we get back here?
Miss Kitty must have ridden us back. My sweatband is killing me.
Hey, dude, you're not wearing your sweatband.
That's so.
Let's ride back to town as soon as I drink some of this aftershave we got for doing that commercial.
Get him up, International Scout.
Ohio Silver!
It's just outside of town where the Stoned Ranger and Toronto rein up in front of the Partridge family rooming house. And Ma Partridge greets them at the door.
Hello.
We're here to check out some rumors.
Ain't had a rumor in years. 50 cents a night is pretty steep.
How about some breakfast, Toronto?
Well, I can't serve your friend in my place. You know, folks talk.
Him okay, honky woman. Him with me.
Moments later, our heroes are seated in Ma Partridge's breakfast room.
Hey, Ma, are any rumors going down?
Well, one of the Osmond brothers told me he heard the champion of justice is on the outskirts of town with some dumb Indian.
We better check that out.
Ohio Silver!
Who was that sunglassed rider? Left me a smokable bullet.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
Ohio Silver! WIBG!
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. As we join our champions of justice, they are about to leave the Ma Partridge rooming house and gas station. Headed back to their campsite, they stop to water their horses. But accidentally, International Scout drinks from the gasoline tank.
Hey, Toronto, you ready to split?
Already, Stoned Ranger.
Okay, man, mount up.
Scout, run away.
Wow, man, he's running around in circles like 100 miles an hour.
Him plenty fast, he must be.
Far-out pony, dude.
Notice him slow down now.
Yeah, he's really dragging.
That's so. Him fall down on face.
Hey, man, is he dead?
No, him only out of gas.
Hey, Indian, does a black eye show up on red skin?
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
Ohio Silver! WIBG!
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. As we join our heroes on the outskirts of town, we hear the Stoned Ranger say,
Hey, Toronto, we better go hang out at Patty Cake's candy store just in case the Osmond brothers attack today.
Yes, the Osmond brothers have been wreaking havoc with candy stores across the West for months. And now, on the other side of Plymouth City, we find 4 Shetland ponies and a rocking horse tied up at the entrance to an abandoned mine. Inside, we hear the notorious Osmond brothers.
Golly, it sure was nice of old man Abandon to let us use his mine.
That's right, Jimmy, but I'm afraid of the dark.
Hey, Donnie, I say we go wipe out the champion of Justice's campsite.
Yeah, let's rock.
And in town, little Patty Cake, who has had a thing for notorious Donny Osmond ever since she saw his picture in the post office, says,
I think I'll go out to the mine and see Donnie.
So as our story unfolds, we find the Stoned Ranger and Toronto at Patty Cake's candy store. The notorious Osmond brothers have taken over the Ranger's campsite, complete with empty aftershave bottles, and little Patty has gotten the shaft, as we had expected ever since the beginning of this serial. And speaking of cereal, kids, the greatest breakfast food is at your grocer's now. Yes, it's the one. The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG. Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver! Ohio River! The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. As we join our sunglassed hero and his whacked-out Indian friend Toronto, they ride upon the scene of an Apache massacred wagon train. Among the smoldering ashes, only an occasional vulture is heard. Our champions of justice survey the bodies strewn about, and suddenly discovered there is a badly wounded survivor.
Don't let him near me. Don't let him near me.
Him okay. Him with me.
Hey, man, like what happened? I mean, you got a pretty messed up wagon train.
Apaches attacked us, wiped us all out.
Hey, you sure of that? Apaches?
Yeah, I think it was Apaches, partner.
Hey, listen, rumors are bummers, man. Can you check that out?
Him gone now, Kimoslavi. Him go to happy hunting ground in sky.
Not only that, he's dead.
That too bad.
You ready, man?
Me get wallet, you get boots.
Hey, man, you always get the wallet.
No, this one have picture of Cary Grant in it.
No way. Get his
Get wallet.
Get his Temple University
You
ring.
get boots.
No,
Get wallet.
no, the boots will never fit you, Indian.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG. Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver! Ohio River! The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. As we join the Stoned Ranger and Toronto, we find them in dire financial straits. Arizona, a town besieged by famine. And not only that, there's no food either, due to a tragic crop failure.
Oh, champion of justice, there's no food in town, and we're all starving to death. Oh!
Bummer, lady. Hey, Toronto, let's ride back to the head campsite and check for supplies.
That plenty good stoned white eyes.
Hey, listen, man. First, let's check in with Marshal Dillon.
Him still busy, Kimoslavi.
Ohio Silver! The
champion of justice and his Indian friend arrive back at their head campsite and check their available food supplies.
Hey, man, how a lobster Newburg?
No, that's mine. We give them Cherry's Jubilee.
No, she's mine, man. We'll give them the fillet mignon.
No, give them oysters on half shell.
No way. Veal cordon bleu.
No, give them frozen prime ribs.
No, serpent turf.
No, chocolate grasshoppers.
Hey, dig this.
That's plenty good. We take that to town.
Ohio Silver!
Our heroes are greeted warmly by the townsfolk who have been saved from starvation.
Oh, thank you, champions of justice, for these 100 cases of bon vivant vicious soisse.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
Ohio Silver!
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. As we join the champion of justice and that Indian, they're attending a political rally at Toronto's home village. A politician is addressing the tribe.
Fellow Americans, I'm just pleased as punch or firewater, as the case may be, to be here with you on this beautiful reservation. And as I traveled across the country on my way here, I thought so many things about this beautiful country. If you will let me,
Hey, man, that's pretty heavy lines he's laying on your brothers, Toronto.
That's right.
In front of your tobacco store, I promise you a chicken in every pot. And pot in every
Hey,
chicken.
man, he's getting pretty good reaction, too.
Me not here so good, so far back in crowd.
Hey, man, let's walk up a little closer.
Good idea, Kimaslavi. But be careful not to step in Kawachi.
Turn this country back into what it ought to be.
Kawachi! Kawachi!
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
Ohio Silver! Hawaii Bay!
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. As we join our champion of justice, we find the Stoned Ranger in hand-to-hand combat.
Hit him good. Take that, man. Sock him in gut, you little puppy.
Eat knuckles, fella!
Hit him with peace medallion.
Take that!
That plenty good fight, Kimaslavi. You beat him good.
Yeah. That'll teach him to skip school.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG. Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. We join the sunglassed hero and his wasted warrior friend Toronto, riding across the plains on the way toward another adventure.
Feeling all right. Ain't feeling too good myself.
Me be plenty happy Indian, Kimoslavi, when we get to old reservation.
Huh?
See old friend Chief Bagawind.
Bagawind, Toronto?
Him get him name from City Hall fella in Philadelphia.
Maybe we could get him to weave us a blanket or something, you know.
No, Kimoslavi. Him electrician. Best electrician in Indian tribe.
Electrician, wow.
Wow is right. Him install lighting in tribal bathroom years ago.
Pretty far out, Toronto.
Right. Him first Indian to wire a head for a reservation.
Hey, Indian. Does a black guy show up on red skin?
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
Ohio Silver! WIBG!
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. Completely apart from last time, we find the champion of justice at Bruce the Bruiser's blacksmith shop. The rippling muscles of the massive blacksmith hammering fiercely on the wrought iron work. The Stoned Ranger observes closely.
Hey, man, you're gonna finish soon? Like, Toronto's gonna be coming back with a six-pack.
Oh, that silly savage. Yes, I'll get this Heath medallion finished lickety-split.
Wow, man, I thought it was destroyed for good.
Goodness sakes, how did you break it?
Hit a greaser in the head with it in a fight last night.
Kimoslavi, me back now.
Hey, Indian, how's this? Look at a peace medallion. Looks good as new, huh?
Plenty good. Maybe Honky Hero rip one off for me on birthday.
Birthday? When's your birthday, Toronto?
Let me see. Sun go up, sun go down. Sun go up, sun go down. Sun go up, sun go down.
Later that afternoon,
Sun go up, sun go down. Sun go up, sun go down. That birthday.
Oh, that soon, huh, man? Let me mark that on my Playboy calendar. When was that again?
April 13th.
the Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG. Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. Hopelessly lost 2 miles outside Gloucester City, the Stoned Ranger and his Indian navigator, Toronto, rein up at a fast-moving stream to drink and water the horses.
Hey, Toronto, take a sip of this water and tell me if it's okay.
That water got him plenty flavor.
Out of sight, Red Creek.
That tell us clue, honky hero.
What's that, man?
Me get clue. We downstream from Buffalo.
Buffalo? Wow, man, we're nowhere near Buffalo. I think we're closer to Rochester. Well, as a matter of fact, here he comes now.
Hey, Mr. Benny!
Unbeknownst to our heroes, just over the ridge, a herd of 9 million buffalo have been stampeded by Glenn Ford's Jeep backfiring.
Hey, Toronto. I'm getting some strange vibrations.
Me do old ear-to-ground number.
That's cool.
Sound like 9 million buffalo stampeded by Glenn Ford's Jeep backfiring.
Stoned and his dirty-eared friend run to the top of the ridge for a better view.
Wow, man, there's 9 million buffalo coming. I think we're gonna get wasted.
There's no time to think of that, Kemoslavi.
Hey, man, how do you stop 9 million buffalo from charging?
Maybe take away credit cards.
Ah!
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG. Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. The dining room at Ma Partridge's rooming house is where we find the Stoned Ranger and Toronto ordering brunch.
Hey, Ma, what's on the menu today?
Well, a little gravy stain on the corner there.
Well, what are you gonna have, Toronto?
Me have soup de jour.
All right.
Strange, Kemoslavi. De jour tastes different every day.
Hey, Ma, let me have some of this alphabet soup. And a side order of these screaming yellow zonkers.
I'm coming right up. Ordering 1 soup DJ, 1 soup alphabet, and a side of singing yokos.
Toronto, this sure beats your cooking out on the range, man. French fried buffalo chips just ain't making it anymore.
Well, here's the soup, strangers. Dig in.
Hey, Toronto, there's a fly in my soup.
What him doing in there?
I think it's the backstroke.
With lines like that, you stroking me, Kemoslavi.
Hey, Ma, come over here.
Yes, what is it?
Ma, there's a fly in my soup.
Oh, what's it doing in there?
I think it's the backstroke.
That's not funny.
Oh, yeah? Take this. Ma, there's a fly in my soup.
Oh, yeah? What's he doing in there?
The backstroke.
Oh, that's funny.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG. Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. find our heroes in Plymouth City, walking down Roosevelt Boulevard.
Feeling all right. Ain't feeling too good myself. Hey, Toronto, let's check with Marshal Dillon's office.
Him still busy, honky hero.
A little further down Roosevelt Boulevard, R2 confront the straightest shooter in the West.
Here comes Sheriff C.W. Turnipgrass. Be careful, don't challenge him.
Right on, Toronto. Hey, Sheriff, what do you think of the pretty good of those implements of destruction, huh? I mean, the one that are strapped to your side, dragging on the ground.
Well, I'll tell you, stranger.
Wait.
Got you on the pant leg.
I know, man. Brown tie-dyed slacks are always what I wanted.
Powerful, stylish. Near everyone in town got that outfit now.
Okay, Sheriff, do you think you can outshoot me?
Yup. No questions, critter. Watch this.
Wow. 2 winos and a barmaid, but that ain't sharpshooting. No way. Anyone can do that.
Well, watch close. Hombre, I'll throw this here silver dollar into the air. Looky here. One hole clean through the center.
I know. 1 hit out of 3 ain't bad, though.
What do you mean 1 hit? Hippie, the first one made the hole, and the other 2 followed it through.
Okay, Piglet, watch this.
Kemoslabi, you shoot Toronto 3 times in leg.
Right on, Toronto. 3 holes in a buck with my eyes closed.
Horrible good shooting, Pinko.
And Toronto, if it were a few years back, man, I'd send you to the other end of town to Doc Adams's office.
Why you no send me now?
Well, these days a buck don't go that far.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG. Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of a great horse, Yo Silver,
Ohio River,
the Stoned Ranger. Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion Toronto continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. The Stoned Ranger and Toronto finally ride back into Plymouth City after a day at a rock festival in the Geology Museum.
Hey, Indian, I really got off on that Colin Brimstone. You know, a lot of people take him for granite.
Pound sand, white eyes.
Our heroes are approaching Doc Tim Leary's travel office, still under construction, but are confronted by a line of picketing workers. Indeed, they are no match for the powerful horse, Yo Silver, who carries our hero through the line kicking a picket. Wilson, while International Scout kicks a carpenter. Karen. Whoa. They rein up to watch the good doctor hammering nails.
Whoa.
Look at that. That was no good.
Toronto's eagle eye notices something is amiss.
Kemoslabi, how come Medicine Man throw away every other nail?
Oh, wow, I don't know, Toronto. Let me ask him. Hey, Doc, what's the matter with those nails you're throwing away?
Oh, like those have the head on the wrong end.
Me take close look, Kemoslabi. Eagle Eye of Toronto, see, it's very clear. These do have heads on wrong end.
Oh, let me see. Oh, man, those are for the other side of the building.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG. Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. The Stoned Ranger waits at the campsite as supplies are purchased in town by Toronto, who once made a cameo appearance in Apache of Blue. We find Old Man Geezer, the general storekeeper, relating a humorous anecdote to the stoic Indian.
And before you go, Indian, you heard about the optometrist down on Main Street? He fell into the lens grinding machine and made a spectacle of himself. That's plenty good one. Me gotta go now.
It's dusk as Toronto approaches the Stoned Ranger's campsite.
This story really knocks Stoned Ranger on his peace sign. Whoa, International Scout.
Hey, Toronto, did you get the supplies?
Me get 'em, Kemoslavi, but me got 'em good story first.
Oh, great.
You hear about optometrist on Main Street?
Yeah?
Fall into lens grinding machine.
Yeah?
And make pair of glasses of himself.
That's it?
Had to be there.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
Ohio Silver! Oy vey!
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. Somewhere on Roosevelt Boulevard, the Stoned Ranger and Toronto are just leaving Marshal Dillon's office.
Long, Marshal!
Hasta luego.
Really nice dude, that Dillon.
Help, strangers, help!
That's Ma Partridge.
There's a fire.
Fire?
Fire out at Ben Cartwrong's ranch, the Blunderosa spread.
Wow, isn't that the high price spread?
White eyes slip in old butter joke.
Okay, let's ride, Indian. Come on, International Scout. Ohio Silver!
As Ranger and our token Indian arrive at the Blunderosa spread as flames leap from the ranch house, and Ben Cartwrong is going bananas.
Whoa. Watch it, horse.
The whole ranch is burning up.
Oh, wow, how'd it start, man?
I'll tell you, I don't know for sure, but I see this funny-looking bear wearing a state trooper hat headed for the barn, rolling a cigarette. And if we don't work fast, all 10,000 head will be wasted.
10,000 head wasted. Wow, sounds like Woodstock.
We gotta do something. I knows I can count on you, but I'm not so sure of him. Him okay. Him with me.
Listen, get the equipment from the saddlebags, Toronto.
Me get him, Kemoslavi.
Listen, Mr. Wrong, everything's gonna be right, all right, Wrong?
Kemoslavi, me got supplies.
You ready, Toronto?
Right. You get marshmallows, me get wieners.
No, man, you always get the wieners.
Me get wieners, you get
At the
marshmallows.
wagon train, you had the wieners the last time. I remember that. You'll get no way.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
Ohio Silver! Oy vey!
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. Once again, our heroes are out looking for trouble. And in a remote mountain pass not far away, a lone Conestoga wagon has formed a circle and is being fiercely attacked by 3 desperate Navajos throwing pottery.
Ah, they're plenty good shots with that pottery pots.
Jed, I don't think we can hold out much longer. Jed, if they get a hold of us, they'll stretch us out on a rug loom and weave us to die.
Just like this dialogue, Martha.
The Stone Ranger and Toronto look down from a ridge and oversee the grim scene.
Look plenty bad down there, Kimoslavi.
Wow, you're right, Toronto.
What we do?
Well, we check the official Crime Stoppers manual.
What me look under?
Well, look under E for Indians.
Not there.
Try C for settlers.
Not there either.
Try P for pot.
Me got that page marked. Here it is, Kimo.
Yeah.
Crime Stopper manual say.
Yeah?
In event come upon ridge, overlooking lone Conestoga wagon in circle.
Yeah?
Being attacked by 3 Navajos.
Yep, that's it.
Throwing pottery.
Yeah?
Which can be very dangerous.
Yeah?
Best course of law enforcement action is.
Yeah?
Ride in and help Navajos.
Yeah! Wait a minute. Next time we bring my book.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
Ohio Silver! Oy-vey!
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the sunglassed rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. The Stone Ranger and his savage are chowing down at Ma Partridge's rooming house, when suddenly Ma bursts into the room.
Oh, help, 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 strangers! My young cousin, William Drake. They arrested him for jaywalking over in Gloucester City, and now there's a lynch mob outside the jailhouse.
Hold your gaskets, lady. The Indian and I can handle this.
Plenty good stoned white eye.
That's right.
The Stone Ranger and Toronto arrive on the outskirts of Gloucester City and sneak in close enough to see the lynch mob about to put a noose around young Willie Drake's neck.
Them about to hang Willie Drake, Kimoslavi. You maybe shoot rope like many time before.
Right on, Toronto. Let me get good aim, and there, this is an easy shot. You get ready to ride off softly as soon as I shoot this rope, Indian.
Me ready?
Okay, man, here goes. Ohio Silver!
It's late that afternoon when our heroes wane up at Ma's rooming house. Ma greets them at the door.
Oh, have you heard? Have you heard?
Yeah, we heard, right? Billy Drake wasn't lynched, right?
That's right. Somebody shot him with a silver bullet right between the eyes 3 times.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
Ohio Silver! Oy-vey!
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Join us now as the Sunglass Rider and his faithful, whacked-out Indian companion, Toronto, continue their fight against justice throughout the Fillmore West. In a secluded back corner in the Short Branch Saloon, we find the Stoned Ranger in Toronto flipping baseball cards.
Me no feel like play no more, Kimoslavi.
What's the matter, man? Did I win the only Vita Blue card you have?
No, me feel bad. It's anniversary of Indian tragedy.
You mean the day they took Jim Thorpe's medals away?
Oh, honky hero no understand. It plenty sad.
You're shucking me?
No. About tribal brother.
Yeah?
Him named Shortcake.
Wow.
Shortcake come of age and go into woods to shoot first game to feed his squaw and papoose.
Yeah?
Him gone many day. Finally, other braves go look for brave Shortcake. Find him dead in woods.
Oh, wow. What a bummer, man.
Bummer is right. Carry him back to teepee and him lie there dead many days.
Wow. Did he stay there, man?
No. Finally, squaw bury Shortcake.
Squaw bury Shortcake, huh? Bury something else, Indian.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
Ohio Silver. WIBG.
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver,
Ohio River.
the Stoned Ranger. The Sunglass Rider and his faithful Indian companion, after checking out the Short Branch Saloon, weave their way down Roosevelt Boulevard.
Feeling all right, ain't feeling... Oh, hey, man, let's check with Marshal Dillon's office.
Him still busy, Kimoslavi.
Bummer.
Spare change. Spare change?
You want some, Kimo?
Just ignore him, man.
Please, can you spare a dime?
If you promise to use dime to buy coffee.
No, we need the money before they foreclose in our commune condominium. Now, if we don't have $500 by tomorrow, they're going to throw us out.
Sound plenty bad.
Bummer, man, but we'd like to help you out. Toronto, how much do you have?
Me clean, Kimo.
That's debatable. Sorry, fella. We'd like to help you out, but we're busted.
Don't use that word, Kimoslavi.
Good luck, fella.
Thanks.
Wow! Toronto, look at this. See that poster?
Yeah.
There's a rodeo this afternoon. And look at this. Anyone who rides Beulah the Brahma Bull for 7 seconds gets $500.
Right, Whitey, but no one ever ride Beulah that long before.
Oh, man, it's a cinch. Let's go back and get that beggar guy and take him with us.
So, off to the rodeo they go, the Stoned Ranger, Toronto, and that beggar guy. The Indian is the lucky one to ride the bull for the $500 prize money.
Lucky me.
Hey, man, it's gonna be simple. Just, you got your hand under the rope?
Me hold on.
Okay, man, you hold on tight. You ready to get up?
Me
Okay.
hold on, me ready.
Okay, here we go. Get him, dude. Oh, wow, man, you did it.
Me do it.
Well, hey, Toronto, how'd you do it, man?
Plenty easy, Kimoslavi. Chewing gum on seat of loincloth.
The amazing Indian, for his 7 seconds work, collects the prize money.
That was great riding, Indian. Never had one of your kind win before. 496, 497. Great riding. 498, 499.
One more.
$500.
Plenty thanks.
Wow, $500. You don't know what this means to us strangers.
Oh, beggar guy. Here that dime you asked for.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG. Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Those two guys are on the trail looking for trouble. Our champions of injustice ride again.
One bad apple, though it's sweet and innocent, and
Me plenty happy Indian, Kimoslavy.
yeah?
In couple of months, me make final payment on Indian pony.
Wow, Toronto, that's good news. International Scout's really been a good, reliable horse, too.
That right, Kimo.
Hey, listen, we better slow down while riding through these trees, Red Freak. Toronto, look out for that! Low-hanging limb. Oh, wow, man, that's a nasty fall. Are you okay?
Leg hurt, Kimo. Leg hurt bad. It hurt when me move it.
Then don't move it, man. Just lie still.
Kimoslavy, me think leg broken.
You sure that, Toronto?
Me think me sure. Me sure it broken.
Wow, sorry to have to do this, man, but the law of the West says I'll have to shoot you.
No, Kimo, don't. That law only apply to horse when break leg.
Oh.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
Ohio Silver. WIBG.
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River.
The Stoned Ranger! The sunglassed writer in Toronto, responding to an urgent appeal for help, arrive at the Shiloh Ranch.
Wow. Hey, you like rancher-type folks? What's happening?
Oh, we're so happy you could come, Stone Ranger in Toronto. It's that notorious Jackson 5 gang of rustlers.
Jackson 5, far out.
Them plenty bad group, Kimoslavy.
Yeah, man, they got a record that long.
It only 2.5 minutes, but it seemed long.
Right on, Indian.
Listen, you two funky freedom fighters. These here Jackson 5 rustlers made off with our entire herd.
Bummer, man, the entire herd. Really?
Right. Took off with 25 Guernseys, 25 Herefords, and 50 jerseys.
Wow, man. 25 Guernseys, 25 Herefords, and 50 jerseys.
They ought to be plenty easy to spot, Kimoslavy.
Yeah?
Right. 25 Guernseys and 25 Herefords, all wearing jerseys.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
Ohio Silver. WIBG.
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River.
The Stoned Ranger! We find our heroes in bad shape, New Mexico, on the trail of 25 Herefords, 25 Guernseys, all wearing jerseys.
That lot of bullshit.
Having been captured by the notorious Jackson 5 rustling gang, the Stoned Ranger and Toronto are tied spread-eagle to stakes in the blazing sun.
Wow, Toronto, this is a bummer. We've been tied in the blazing sun for 5 days now.
Kimoslavy, you mean rawhide thongs tighten in sun on wrists and ankles and cut into flesh?
No, man, I mean they didn't leave us any suntan lotion, and we're gonna burn.
What you mean we, paleface?
Go for the cheap laughs, Indian. You know when the Jackson 5 come back tomorrow, they're gonna waste us.
Maybe even kill us.
You got any ideas, man?
Me think me got answer.
Lay it on me, Red Freak.
When bad group Jackson 5 come back tomorrow,
Yeah?
just as plenty mean one, Michael Jackson pull a revolver on us,
Yeah?
we resort to old Comanche trick.
What's that?
It called begging and crying.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG. Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver, Ohio River, the Stoned Ranger. We find our two long-haired, tricky people riding toward the Little Red Schoolhouse, where the Stoned Ranger hopes to find Miss Ellie Mae, the school teacher.
Wow, Indian, I can't see how you do it, man.
Do what, Kimoslavi?
Ride bareback. You know, it's so uncivilized.
Plenty strange you say that, honky hero.
Yeah?
Me no see how you ride way you do.
Hey, man, you got something against side saddle?
If you're keeping score, that's one for the Indian. Later that day, the two rein up at the Little Red Schoolhouse. Tommy Pinko High.
We in front of Little Red Schoolhouse, Kimoslavi.
That's brilliant, Toronto. Before we go in, let me show you a picture of Miss Ellie Mae. It's the way she used to look when I dated her before she was a schoolmarm. Dig this.
That picture of Ellie Mae.
Oh, wait a minute. No, man, this one.
Oh, plenty pretty.
Right on, man, and now she'll even be more fun.
Why that?
Well, when you kiss and smooch a school teacher, it's something else, man. She makes you do it over and over again until you get it right.
Oh, hello, Stoned. My old flame. Where'd you get the cigar store statue?
Ellie! Why, that's my Indian, assistant, Toronto. He's very smart, too.
Oh, hello, Toronto. I warn you, though, nobody likes a smart-ass assistant.
Listen, Ellie, you can test him. Test him, go ahead.
All right, Toronto. What's this here? Stars and stripes.
That flag of my country.
And tell her what the name of your country is, man.
'Tis of thee.
Right on.
Listen, does black eyes show up on red skin?
Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at the same time on WIBG. Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver, Ohio River, the Stoned Ranger. The Stoned Ranger and Toronto arrive at the jailhouse and are greeted warmly by Sheriff Turnipgrass.
Well, I don't know who incarnation let you in here. Your kind ain't allowed. Him okay, him with me. All right, you, critters here to see the prisoner?
Right on, Sheriff. I'm the Stoned Ranger, and you got my brother Simple Ranger in the cooler.
Nope. He's locked up in the next room behind bars.
Oh, okay. Let's go, Toronto.
Plenty good, Kimoslavi.
Hey, Simp, they got you again, huh?
Hey, Brother Stoned, what's happening?
Well, we're here to help you, man. What'd you get busted for?
Hey, it's a bum rap, man. It's a bum rap. I didn't do nothing.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, here I am, innocently standing on the street corner at 2 a.m.
Yeah?
Peeling an apple with my knife.
Uh-huh.
And suddenly a dude comes running around the corner, runs right into my knife.
Oh.
15 times.
Oh.
In the back.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG. WIBG. Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver, Ohio River, the Stoned Ranger. The sunglass writer in Toronto planned to break the Stoned Ranger's brother, Simple, out of jail. We find him sneaking up behind the back wall of the jailhouse.
We almost a cell window where Simple Ranger, your brother, locked up Kimoslavi.
Be quiet, Indian. We gotta get him out by tearing the bars off the window.
Me got him rope, hot dog hero.
Far out, man. Give it here.
Yeah.
I'll just tie this end to the bars.
Quiet, Kimo, quiet.
Now I'll take the other end and tie it to the saddle horn.
Be careful of horn, Kimoslavi.
Okay, here we go, man. Come on, big fella. Come on. Up, up. Come on, big fella. Come on, come on, come on.
Him not in cell. Kimoslavi's cell empty.
Wow, we better get out of here, Indian.
Right. International Scout.
Ohio Silver.
Later, back at the campsite.
Whoa.
Come on, come on.
Kimoslavi, you brother Simple Ranger wait for us at campsite.
Hey, Brother Simple, how'd you break out?
It was real simple. Nothing to it, brother.
Yeah?
Yeah, Ma Partridge's daughter, Angela, is a real expert at this.
How'd you do it, man?
Well, Angela brought me a quart of strawberries and a jar of peanut butter and a pound of chocolate. I ate it all, and just like that, I broke out.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
Ohio Silver.
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver,
Ohio River,
the Stoned Ranger. We find our heroes riding the Grand Funk Railroad tourist class as guards because of a rumor that it would be attacked by the James Gang.
Kimoslavi, maybe we kill some time you play guitar.
Oh, far out, man. Oh, wow, it's still in tune.
Yeah.
What song you want to hear, Toronto?
Maybe play old Kate Smith's song.
Oh, listen, I got one better than that. You remember this? Feeling alright, ain't feeling too good myself,
Kimoslavi, where you learn to play guitar that good?
Oh, man, a dude in Philadelphia taught me this. Named Cal Rudman. Taught me everything he knows about music.
That true.
Tickets, tickets, tickets.
Wow, you got the tickets, Toronto?
Listen, stranger, we don't even allow your kind on the train.
Him okay, him with me.
Oh, here are the tickets, man. Wow, it's really dusty on this train. Anything to drink?
Yeah, well, there's little paper cups at the end of the car.
Oh, far out. Hey, Toronto, you want to go get me some water, okay?
Me go, Kimoslavi.
Oh, feeling alright, ain't feeling good.
Me back, Kimoslavi. Here, paper cup of water.
Dynamite, man. Here. Ah, hey, that's really good, man. You want to give me another cup, Indian?
Another cup. Okay, hunky hero, me be right back.
Feeling alright, ain't feeling too.
Me back, Kimoslavi. Your cup you wanted.
Oh, thanks, man. Hey, Indian, this cup's empty. Why didn't you bring me any water, man?
I can't now. Paleface sit on well.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG. Ohio Silver, Return Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver,
Ohio River.
the Stoned Ranger. After weeks of trailing the notorious cutthroat Mexican Xerox salesman Dito Bandito, our two funky freedom fighters have finally nabbed him high on the ridge, as they are most of the time.
Hey, senor, how is it you catch me, the clever Tito Bandito?
Oh, wow, man. We just followed the trail of corn chips that fell out of your saddle stash bag.
That how we do it, Kimoslabi.
Listen, Dito Bandito, we know you have been planning to rip off the Acapulco Mining Company stagecoach loaded with gold.
Si, senor.
But you ain't no Supermax. How'd you think you were going to get away with it?
Hey, classy-eyed gringo, she was so simple. The Acapulco stagecoach with the gold, she drive by on the trail below there. You see down there, later today. And the guards, they never carry any guns. She was going to be so simple.
Wow.
Oh, the gold.
Well, man, it's all over for you now, Dito.
That's right, Kimoslabi. Now stage safe from Dito Bandito.
Yes, once again, the freaks triumph over a bad guy.
Wow, man, the Mexican was right.
This is going to be easy.
All right, everybody off of the stage.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
This is the end of the...
Ohio Silver, WIBG.
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver,
Ohio River.
the Stoned Ranger. We join what's our heroes sitting around a campfire on the outskirts of Vince, Montana, entertaining themselves with a new instrument.
Hey, man, how's that bugle you found at the last cavalry massacre?
Me get 'em better. Plenty soon me good enough to join big group.
Yeah?
Blood, sweat, band, and tears.
Wow.
Feature David Clayton Tom Tom.
Hey, man, how about blowing a few tunes?
Okay, hear me favorite. Eat your heart out, Harry James.
Wow, man, I'll give it an 85. It's easy to dance to. That's pretty good, Indian, but wouldn't it be easier if you played it by putting the little end in your mouth?
Our two heroes are interrupted by the sound of the 7th Cavalry led by General Custer being massacred over a ridge.
Wow, man, sounds like someone killing a pig.
No, sound like 7th Cavalry, led by General Custer, being massacred over that ridge.
Wow, man, we better check that out.
Get 'em up, International Scout.
As the wasted warriors of justice ride upon the tragic scene of a massacre, all is quiet.
Plenty bad, Kimoslabi.
Wow, man, here's General Custer over here.
How you know it, General Custer?
Wow, man, look, he's the only one wearing an arrow shirt.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
Ohio Silver, WIBG.
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver,
Ohio River.
the Stoned Ranger. Those two semi-good guys are at their campsite again, but one of our heroes is in bad shape. Guess who?
Me think it me. Oh, Kimoslabi, me ride to town, see ear doctor.
Wow, Indian, your ear's still bad after that last rock concert, huh?
Me ride to town now. Hear you later, Kimo.
Later, Indian.
It's later that afternoon when our whacked-out Indian returns to the Stone Rangers campsite.
Me back now, Kimoslabi. Got 'em hearing aid.
Wow, man, I see it there stuck in your ear.
This great hearing aid.
Yeah?
It best one ever made. It cost $500.
$500?
All life savings, but it worked plenty fine. It worth it.
Wow, man, what kind is it?
Oh, about 10 minutes after 4.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.
He's still impounded at the airport.
Ohio Silver! WIBG!
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! Our two ride into Box Canyon and come upon a wounded prospector left for dead by the dreaded Jackson 5 gang.
Whoa, horse, come on, slow down.
Oh, International Scout.
Hey, Toronto, that old prospector looks almost dead, man.
We see if Prospector's still alive.
Hey, prospector, what's happening?
It was the Jackson 5 gang. They attacked and stole all my gold. Then I crawled out of the canyon to here. The only thing I escaped with is my revolver here.
Wow, man, does it still work?
Well, let's see.
Eleanor Rigby picks up the rice in the jar.
Revolvers still work, Kimoslabi.
Wow, man, where's the Jackson 5 gang now?
Oh, they're in the Box Canyon in there. There's 5 up front.
Yeah?
2 on the left.
Yeah?
2 on the right.
Yeah?
And 2 up the middle.
Wow, man, sounds like they're playing a zone. That's pretty big odds, trusty Indian.
Kimoslabi, what your game plan?
Say, you remember the trick we used back in Wyoming with the Osmond gang?
That plenty clever plan.
Hey, man, come on, let's ride.
What's your plan, strangers?
Man, we're getting out of here before we get killed. Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow. WIBG.
Ohio Silver! WIBG!
Return with us now to those thrilling days 2 weeks from last Wednesday, when out of the pages of an underground newspaper come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse, Yo Silver!
Ohio River!
The Stoned Ranger! It's a gloomy day in Beaver City with a chance of rain. The high about 80, overnight low 60, as Toronto arrives at the campsite with a letter from town.
Oh, International Scout. Me have 'em letter for you, Kimoslabi.
Wow, man, what is it?
Here letter. Me think it M.
Oh, come off it.
Would you believe it O?
Give me that letter, Indian. Let's see.
What it say?
I'm just nervous, man. Well, wow.
You hold 'em upside down. It letter from Mom.
No, Indian, it says, greetings from your president. Your country calls on you at a time to serve. You will report 3 days from now to Fort Jackson, South Carolina for induction. Induction. Whatever. Into the United States Army. Signed, the President. Well, I guess I have to go, Toronto.
That plenty serious, Kimoslabi. Me be all alone now.
Don't worry, Toronto. This is something I have to do.
Can't it wait? Maybe Maybe you go some other time.
No, old friend. I have to go now.
Maybe me cook apple pie first.
No, I'm all packed and ready, and I'm going to be on my way. It's a long ride.
It plenty long ride. Maybe better you leave now.
Bye, old friend.
Wait, Kemoslavi. You ride wrong direction. Fort Jackson is east.
Right on, Indian, but Canada's north.
The Stoned Ranger returns again tomorrow at this same time on WIBG.